Amazfit has been around for quite a bit and has pumped out a lot of popular devices like the Amazfit Bip and the Amazfit GTS and GTR line. Now, they're coming out with the Amazfit T-Rex Pro, which is the rugged version of their smartwatch offerings. Is this the best rugged smartwatch in the market, and does it have enough features like NFC capabilities and other crucial features that a smartwatch in this price point should have? Stick around to find out. The design of the Amazfit T-Rex Pro is geared towards heavy-duty users with a rugged design, but it doesn't feel too over the top where it actually looks bad in daily use. It reminds me a lot of the G-Shock watches back in the day. It feels very solid and seems quite durable, which may seem obvious because of its rugged design, but it doesn't feel cheap in any way. This desert gray that I got looks especially good. It gives it a sporty look and makes it stand out a little bit more. This watch has 4 buttons on the sides, which each have their specific functions. The left 2 buttons are up and back, which is a great addition because you don't necessarily have to touch the display to navigate around the OS. It's a good feature and I use it constantly. Although a crown would have been great as well, I understand why they went for a button layout which fits with the rugged design they were going for. The other 2 buttons are for select and a dedicated back button, which also help with navigating the OS. The buttons feel really good when pressed and they feel very solid and doesn't feel cheap in any way. The bands also feel really nice, and while using the watch they are not the most premium bands in the world, but they also don't feel cheap as well, so they get the job done nicely. The Amazfit T-Rex Pro uses an AMOLED panel. Colors are vibrant and touch responsiveness has been good. It uses a 360 by 320 resolution, but the display this small, text and reading messages throughout the OS look sharp and detailed. Using it in the outdoors, it does struggle a little bit to see things on this display as it doesn't get overly bright, but you can still see notifications and OS elements. All in all, the display is adequate, and with an AMOLED panel, I can't complain too much about the panel quality. Performance on this watch, if I had to sum it all up in one word, is adequate. It's not the world's fastest processor on a smartwatch by any stretch, and it shows when using the watch. When scrolling through apps and settings, it lags a little bit and stutters at times. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but for a smartwatch at this price point, $200, I would expect the performance to be a little bit better. For example, consider the Moto 360 3rd Gen. It costs the same and the performance is more than adequate with no performance hiccups during my testing period. More info on that watch will be coming soon in the full review, so stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Overall though, the performance isn't bad and it shouldn't keep you from buying the watch as it does perform well enough, and it should not hamper your overall experience with this smartwatch. Let's talk about the software, which in my opinion is what's going to make or break this smartwatch for me. It uses Amazfit's proprietary OS instead of Android Wear, which you could say is great because they use it in a multitude of other devices and can achieve great battery life, and Android Wear has been, if you follow Android Wear closely, a little bit left behind by Google. Nonetheless, the software on the Amazfit T-Rex Pro has been satisfactory, but there are too many features that I miss when changing from an Android Wear smartwatch or an Apple Watch. But first, let's talk about the good things about this software. It's responsive. When you swipe down, you get the quick settings panel where you can change the brightness, vibration feedback, you can put into power saving mode, and even use the watch as a flashlight. I find it convenient and I use it quite frequently. Swiping right will take you to the notification panel, which shows you all the new notifications you've had recently, and you can scroll through them quite easily. It's convenient enough, and it should be, as it is the main function of the smartwatch. Swiping up will take you to the widget section where it shows you your Pi score, activity, and weather, to name a few, and you can change the order or add new ones of your choosing. Swipe to the left and you will see all the apps installed on this device, from SpO2 tracking to the music playing app, and access the settings panel here as well. It flows nicely and I have no complaints here. It does have a lot of cool features like monitoring stress levels, heart rate tracking, managing workouts, setting alarms, timers, and other nice features. But now let's talk about what isn't so great about the software on this smartwatch. Like I mentioned before, with the performance. It can get a little laggy at times, but what irks me most is the lack of features. It doesn't have NFC payments, so you can't pay with the watch when you're out and about, which for me is one of the main features of a smartwatch. You can't reply to messages on the watch itself, or at least even use voice recognition to reply to messages in a pinch. It does have a speaker to answer calls, but when I get an incoming call, I can only decline the call but not answer the call via the watch itself. That might be from using it with an iPhone in my testing period, but I will continue to monitor that and test it with an Android phone to see if that was the issue. Another feature that I miss specifically from Android Wear is the Maps functionality. In Android Wear, you can use Google Maps when walking without having to take out your smartphone, which the T-Rex Pro does not support. I also can't map any buttons to my liking, like in Android Wear, where I can perhaps link a button to the music or video playing on the phone, which is kind of a hassle because it doesn't show automatically and you have to swipe left to the apps and click the music app, which will then allow you to control playback. It's not a huge issue, but they do add up and end up with me not using them as much as I would like because I don't enjoy using it. The battery life is one of the bright spots of this watch. Although it doesn't quite last the advertised 18 days of real life use, it does last me easily 5 to 7 days per charge, which is much more than your typical Apple or Android smartwatch, which is one of the key selling points of Amazfit's proprietary software versus other offerings from Apple or Android. I'm not the most heavy user, but I find the battery life to be the strong suit of this smartwatch. However, it lacks many features that would drain battery life that are present in other devices like Google Maps integration and stuff like that. You can have the best battery life in the world, but if you don't enjoy the operating system and lacks many useful features found in other smartwatch devices, then the great battery life is not enough to sway you into using this over many other competitors. For $200, this is a good, semi-affordable smartwatch. If you value battery life like Amazfit's OS and don't use features like NFC payments and the need to reply from the watch and need that rugged build that withstands some punishment, this is an affordable smartwatch that I would recommend to you. If you want a smartwatch with better performance, more features, and as a result are fine with 1 to 2 days of battery life, I would recommend the Moto 360 3rd Gen with Android Wear for the same $200. If you are on the Android side or on the Apple Watch, if you're in the Apple ecosystem. Even though it is on a higher price point, personally, I wouldn't be using this smartwatch for the aforementioned features that are lacking, but you just need to make sure what you prioritize in a smartwatch to make a decision from there and decide if the Amazfit T-Rex Pro is the right choice for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can get notified of the newest tech releasing every week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.